Alright, let me try to talk a little louder, because everybody says they can't hear me. Before I was ever born, my mom didn't know who I belonged to, my dad or another guy. So they would want to give me an abortion. My dad says no, wait till he's born, and then we'll make our decision. If nothing else, we'll give him to your grandma. Or to his grandma. When I was born, I came out looking like my dad. So there wasn't no question asked, and they decided to keep me. And that was why my grandma was so close to me. I was her child. I don't remember, but they say when I was 2 that my mom went to Kentucky with me and left the other 2 behind with somebody else. My dad called her up and told her that if I didn't get back, now he's filed child neglect on the other 2, or kidnapping on one. So he went to Kentucky and got me. When I was 5 years old, my brother was taking his medicine, and I thought it was candy and I overdid it. I still remember that. That haunts me. When I was about 8, my mom and dad was always fighting. Always. Physically and mentally hitting each other. Arguing, yelling. I don't know how many times we woke up out of bed because we had to leave with somebody. Now, as I got older, I was wanting to spend time with my dad. I was wanting to move in with him. But I couldn't. My mom met this guy named David. David made money the best way he could. And he had stolen so we was able to eat and pay the bills. We was living over there on Keystone. And my mom packed all of us up and went to Ohio. Didn't tell my dad nothing. Told us that she told him where we was going. Dad goes over there to see us, and he comes to an empty house. He said he cried for 3 days. We finally caught Mom and letting us call him, and he came down there and seen us. My dad and Bev ended up losing their house over it. We came back from Ohio. We moved in there on Tuxedo. When I was over there on Tuxedo, I remember getting into my mom's cigarettes and going in the freezer and grabbing a pack, or grabbing them out of the ashtray. And then me and Valerie would walk to the park, and while we're going at the park, we would smoke. We started getting a little out of hand. David put his hands on Valerie, and Mom told him not to put his hands on another one of her kids. He ended up smacking me down to the floor. When I was going to school, I was bullied a lot. If I said something, it came back on me worse. If I didn't say something, they kept doing it. So that's why I started keeping stuff to myself. Whatever's not known is best left unsaid, was the way I was always thinking. There have been 2 or 3 times where I took a sock and had rocks inside of them, and waiting for these bullies to start messing with me, and I was going to crack them upside the head with these rocks. But I got caught before I had a chance to. They sent me down to the office and said that they could get me for assault with a deadly weapon, threatening. But they weren't doing nothing about the kids that were messing with me. They just walk up and hit me and then make up an excuse why they done it for. But some things are best left unsaid. When I got in junior high, 7th grade, that's when we moved in with my dad. But we was already a wild bunch. We were still smoking cigarettes. And in the house we was in, everybody was fighting amongst each other. So my dad ended up moving us in with grandma for a while. And then he got another place on Tecumseh. Well, I ended up meeting this kid named Robert Nick. We were best friends. He fucked with me when I first met him. The reason why he started talking to me was I seen him throw a pack of cigarettes in his locker. And he was scared I was going to say something. Some things is left to be unsaid. So we started hanging around him. When I turned 13, I was smoking cigarettes real bad. I was smoking cigarettes. And I started smoking weed. When I started smoking weed, it was like once, twice every weekend. And then it started going to one every 2 or 3 days. When I was about 16, I was smoking every day. 3 or 4 joints every day. My dad didn't know. Mom, she was gone. There was times we went up there in the attic and threw parties. And nobody knew it was going on. When you're brought up in a broken home, a lot of things can happen. The mother can meet a guy, and that guy can rape the girl. And beat my son for even saying something. Or they sit there and beat the kids and then beat Wendy too. A lot of things that I have missed. There was a lot of things that I have seen, that I have done. There was a lot of good times. There was some bad. We didn't really argue that much until here recently. I can't do nothing to change my past. I can't do nothing to change anybody's past. It's back behind us. You can learn from it. 5 years ago, I got hooked on meth real bad. Another girl got me on it. And I learned my lesson. I ain't tried to mess around. I ain't never touched that shit again. Never. And I never will again. People say a lot of stuff when they get mad. If I done everything that I said when I get mad, I would be sitting in prison for vandalism, battery, attempted murder, blowing things up, catching people's houses on fire. I say a lot of shit when I'm mad that I don't mean. And me calling the kids a burden falls right along in that category. Me citing my rights over on the kids falls right there in that category. If I was going to do it, I would have already done it. My kids are not a burden. I love my kids. I just don't know what to do anymore. I've tried to give up. But there's that dang voice in my head that's telling me to fight. And not to give up. And that's the only reason why I'm fighting for it. That voice is telling me not to. I don't know if it's the good one or if it's a bad one. It's just telling me not to quit. So I ain't. I ain't quitting on nothing. I'm a motherfucking fighter. This is making me strong. Stronger than what I thought I was. But damn it, I'm doing it and I'll continue on fighting. As that song goes, nothing's gonna break my stride. Nothing's gonna hold me down. I'm gonna keep on moving. And I will keep on fighting for what I believe in. People has their opinion. They have the rights to their opinion. But some things are left best unsaid. There's going to be another part of this video because I'm running out of time. So I continue on the next one here in a sec.